Johannes Meursius was a Dutch classical scholar and antiquary. Biography. He was extremely precocious, and at the age of 16 produced a commentary on the Cassandra of Lycophron. For 10 years he was the tutor to the children of Johan van Oldenbarnevelt, accompanying the family on Oldenbarnevelt's diplomatic missions to many of the courts of Europe. While on such a trip, in 1608 he obtained a doctorate of law in Orleans. In 1610 he was appointed professor of Greek and history at Leiden, and in the following year historiographer to the States General of the Netherlands. After Oldenbarnevelt's execution in 1619, though he had attempted to remain neutral in religious affairs, Meursius was seen as leaning toward Arminianism, or Remonstrant beliefs, by reason of his service to the Oldenbarnevelt children, and his position at Leiden was challenged. In consequence of this and the disturbed state of his country during the 80 Years' War, he welcomed the offer of Christian IV of Denmark to become professor of history and politics at Surrey, in Zeeland, combined with the office of historiographer royal, in which role he produced a Latin history of Denmark, Historia Danica. Meursius was the author of classical editions and treatises, many of which are printed in J.F. Gronovius's Thesaurus Antiquitatum Graecarum. Their lack of arrangement detracts from their value, but they are a storehouse of information, and Meursius does not deserve the epithets of pedant and ignoramus which Joseph Justus Scaliger applied to him. Meursius also wrote about the troubles in the Netherlands. Meursius also authored the Glossarium Graeco-Barbarum, one of the first dictionaries of modern Greek. Complete edition of his works by J. Lamy, C. van der Aes Biographische Woordenboek der Nederlanden, and J. E. Sandys History of Classical Scholarship, E. 311. Satira Sotadica. The School of Women first appeared as a work in Latin entitled Aloysiae Sigrae Toletane, Satira Sotadica Draconis Amorosae Veneris. This manuscript claimed that it was originally written in Spanish by Luisa Sigia de Velasco, an erudite poet and maid of honor at the court of Lisbon, and was then translated into Latin by Gina Johannes Meursius. The attribution to Sigia was a lie, and Meursius was a complete fabrication. The true author was Nicholas Correa. Selected works. 1612. Res Belgici, Lugduni Batavorum. 1614. Glossarium Graeco-Barbarum, Lugduni Batavorum. 1617. Lections Attici, Lugduni Batavorum. 1625. Athene Batavi, Lugduni Batavorum. 1630. Historia Danica Hafniae. 1684. Theseus, Sivdrajus Vita Rebusque Gestis Liber Posthumus, Excedantajus Temparalipomena de Pagis Atticis, A Excerpta X. Jacobis Boni Itinerario de Isdem Pagis, Ultrajecti, Apud Franciscum Helma.